This is Travis Wayne Goodsell at 1:40 in the morning here in Utah. Today is the day of Purim at 6 p.m. and supermoon this evening after 5 p.m. here in Utah. 7:42 would be the peak period for the full moon, the supermoon. My dreams were involving my report to the FBI last night, reminding them of Article 6 of the Constitution, that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, not the president. That a failure to indict a sitting president for crimes is to place that office above the Constitution. And that's a violation of the Constitution, because there is to be no law that places anything and anyone above the Constitution. That's what it says right there in Article 6. So if the FBI think they're being clever by having a sealed indictment waiting for Trump to leave office, nope, they're placing Trump above the Constitution. And thus they are violating the Constitution themselves. And it's bad enough that they had Comey get up and hand the presidency to Trump by failing to notify the public that Trump was under investigation. That was information that we the people needed to know in order to make an informed decision as to who to select for president. Even though we don't choose, we're not supposed to choose. It's the Electoral College that chooses. But they're not supposed to choose between party governments. But I didn't bring that up in my FBI thing. That was just something I brought up. That's a separate issue. That's a violation of Article 6 and Article 4, Section 4 together. But notice that Democrats are pushing on a party platform for the 2020 election to destroy the Constitution. So I'm not a party man. The Constitution says no parties. We're supposed to have a constitutional republic. And here we are, having never practiced the Constitution in our history, because Thomas Jefferson immediately started a party group upon the completion of the terms of office for president of George Washington. And we've failed as a nation to see if the new experiment would work. And so now we have Elizabeth Warren going around saying, hey, we need to do away with the Electoral College and go popular. And she's appeasing the people because the people want their vote to count. You know, they want majority rules now. They want democracy. That's the form of government, and that's a violation of the Constitution. Democracy will destroy us if Trump doesn't destroy us first. Because under a democracy, everything gets voted on, the will of the people, and so the minority gets suppressed under such a vote, under such a condition. There is no equality of government. There is no equality of rights to the people, because it's majority rules. And so, yeah, how do you warn the world? How do you warn a nation? How do you warn a people through just social media, where I already have trouble with Mormons who are in complete defiance of their own religion, unwilling to recognize the religion's corruption and violations of the Constitution. Yes, even the First Amendment. Because again, you can't place a religion over the rights of the people. That is a violation of the Constitution. Religion is not allowed to commit crimes and abuses. And so, yeah, that's what my dreams were involved in, and saving the Constitution. And yeah, you Mormons understood the prophecies. You know that the Constitution is supposed to hang by a thread, and yet you do nothing. You wait for others to do the work for you. You know, and then because they're not doing that work, you then assume that everything's fine. There is no problem yet. This isn't the time. There is no threat to the Constitution other than the Democrats. You know, I don't know, maybe telling you that the Democrats want a democracy. Will that scare you into wanting the Constitution promoted over democracy? Will that finally get you guys going? I mean, Mormons you don't care about your Book of Mormon, do you? Because that's what the Book of Mormon warned of. You know, the kingmen whom Captain Moroni had to deal with when he was battling the Lamanites. He had to turn away from fighting the Lamanites to go round up the kingmen who were threatening the government. And then after the kingmen came the Gadianton robbers. And the Gadianton robbers were tolerated in society, and then let into positions of government at the lower levels of judgment, and were slowly chipping away at the Constitution. And then they rose to power, and then took out the chief judge, and then that resulted in a collapse of the government altogether. And then under the collapse of government came the Gadianton robbers establishing their own king among all the tribes. And so we can see that the collapse of our government will lead to each state vying for supremacy over the others. And then you know, and it's amazing how prophecy is never understood until after it happens. Because you can know of the signs, you can know of the general idea of what's going to happen, but not until it happens do you recognize. That's supposed to be where a prophet comes in. Prophet's supposed to be there to warn the people, to say, hey, wait, no, we got to put a stop to this. No. But no, no warning. All is well in Zion, isn't it? All is well, all is well. Woe unto thee who declareth all is well in Zion. Mormons don't care, do ya? You're still putting the thumbs down. I saw the thumbs down last night on the videos where I demonstrate how your thumbs down reveal your own evil. And yet you'd still continue. Check, check, thumbs down. Because you know that just because I don't know who you are, and yet you still put your thumbs down, and you think that you're clever and you're getting away with stuff. You're not. You're the one that is causing the destruction of America. You're the one who's caused the destruction of the church by not standing up to the church, by not standing up to the government, saying this is not right. So today, I'm not sure what I'm going to do because the videos I have, I need to take notes, which means more paper. I could do it on my computer, and I tried doing that with books, and as a result I've got a whole file of note ideas. So yeah, oh well. So I guess I'll keep working on putting my picture files and all that in order so that I can assemble book ideas and video ideas together. That'll probably be the best way to do things. So, alrighty. Yeah. Grew up as an Eagle Scout to be loyal to this nation, as long as the nation is worthy of being loyal to. You don't just give loyalty for the sake of loyalty. That's what you Mormons don't get about the church. Just because it's the church you're a part of does not mean you give loyalty at all costs, regardless of the crimes committed by the leaders. And if you don't know what those crimes are, just look at you putting the thumbs down on my video. Who taught you that? The leaders did. It's wrong to criticize the brethren, even when that criticism is correct. Elder Oates in the PBS or the BBC documentary. Alright, well, I might as well get started in my day. I got a couple hours before I go running. I guess it's spring, or is that tomorrow? Officially tomorrow. Check my Snoopy calendar. Spring fever. It's not saying. So it must be today. You could probably look on the wall calendar, but I can't see it from here. So, alrighty. There was another guy who does videos pointing out things about what's wrong with the church, and he had a video that he had done a while back, but he realized that it was an important video, and so he broke it up and was starting to share it in parts. And I realized, no, the whole thing is valuable. I don't want it in parts. But it reminded me of my videos. I've got a number of key videos that Mormons need to hear, and for whatever the reason, it didn't attract the attention of people as that ought to have. And so I need to figure out a way to get those key videos to the forefront again. So that's something else to try to work on. And I've also got to redesign my website again, but that's doing just fine, even though I've pretty much neglected my website, but I still notice that it's it's still doing very well. So, alright. Well, the whole world has been blinded and are stumbling in the darkness. Okay.